Tonight, the National Sports Academy will not open its doors on Monday as previously announced by the Ministry of Education. The Principals Association expresses concern about the lack of readiness at many school compounds due to ongoing works. And the Choiseul Saltibus MP is keeping the nation guessing over whether he plans to contest the Choiseul Saltibus seat in the next general election. The details of these stories and more are coming up.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News with Lovelace and Amy Joseph.
Good night. It is Friday, the 6th of September 2019. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News on Flow, Channel 117, also being simulcast on Kiss FM. You can also watch on our website. It's www.caribbeanhottv.com, or you can watch on our free Caribbean Hot FM mobile app. I'm lovely Saint Amy Joseph. Thank you for joining us. The Vice President of the St. Lucia Principals Association is expressing concern about the issue of schools which were forced to remain closed at the beginning of the new school year. Valerie St. Helen Henry says this problem has existed for far too long and the process which determines the works needs to change immediately. Rochelle Gonzalez begins our report.
The Vice President of the Principals Association has opened up about the ongoing saga surrounding the delays of the reopening of a number of schools around the island. Valerie St. Helen Henry said the situation is frustrating to say the least. St. Helen Henry said this has been an issue for principals for a number of years, where schools are affected based on the infrastructural works taking place there. She said this is usually as a result of the lateness in which the works commence, and this year, she continued, is no exception.
I am aware that the work at some of the schools which have not been open is as a result of the contractors being selected, the process by which funds are released, the process by which they identify contractors. Sometimes you have contractors with more than one school, and the whole process. I think the process needs to change. You have, even if you have a change in government, changing the persons in the ministry who deals with the works at the school, I think the whole process by which, first of all, you have schools, principals are asked to send in their maintenance needs, then that process that takes place after that, it needs to be done early enough to identify, okay, this is what is going to happen at this school. The principals need to be aware as well. Some principals maybe halfway in during the vacation, they are told, well, we are sent to do this and we are sent to do that, and the timeliness of everything.
The VP said she believes that the whole process in which work is being done at the school or where contracts are being awarded needs to be reviewed. She said this is no new issue.
It has been recurring over and over and over for years. Government come, government go, government changes, and the same thing happens because the process remains the same. So I think that is a critical issue, and the National Principals Association will, at some point when we meet with the Minister of Education, we will be discussing those issues with her.
St. Helen Henry said the situation affects both teachers and students in many ways, especially their health. Safety, she said, should be first and foremost at all schools.
Depending on the type of work that's happening at the school, then sometimes for example, painting, this has to be done way in advance so that when the teachers come, you have students who are asthmatic, you have teachers who are sickle cell or asthmatic, whatever, and they come and it affects them, even if they are not even asthmatic. Just the smell of the paint will get somebody sick. It depends on who, okay? So it does affect the teachers, the students, because of the work being done so close to the reopening of school. You have a planning week where teachers are supposed to come in to plan, not just plan for the whole academic instructions for the students, but planning in terms of the classes, arranging. The janitors have to come and clean and dust and so on, and sometimes work is still taking place and the janitors are called in to clean and then work is still going on. So all of these things do affect the teachers and the students, and sometimes you have some hazards at the schools that as a result of the work taking place at the school which affect the teachers and the students.
The VP said the blame in this situation cannot and should not fall on the principals of the schools. She said she also does not believe that blame should fall on any one particular individual. Instead, she said a special effort should be made to change the process. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I'm Rochelle Gonzalez.
The month of September marks the reopening of school. The beginning of the 2019-2020 school year has been one of disappointment for some parents and guardians who say they are fed up of the late repairs leading to delays each year. In the case of the former Grosley Secondary School turned National Sports Academy, the Ministry of Education announced at a meeting and orientation exercise on Thursday that the school will not open on Monday the 9th of September as previously announced. Let's join Jacques Wooding, who attended the meeting on Thursday afternoon.
It is September 5th, 2019, and we are here on the campus of the St. Lucia Sports Academy, formerly known as the Grosley Secondary School, as parents and officials meet to speak on the commencement of the new school year. During the meeting, parents and staff members raised concerns given the amount of dust currently present on compound due to ongoing construction works. It is suggested that the program will not commence as planned on the 9th of September here at the compound in Grosley.
The biggest headache and challenge for us is that the timelines that they assured me would have been met have not been met. And for us, this is a major concern. So part of the discussion is what happens with the students come Monday, because we indicated that school would have been resuming on Monday. We just came from a meeting with the teachers of the school, and they highlighted a number of concerns that they had, and that they said that they did not feel safe. They didn't think it was safe in matters of health and safety, that this was not the best environment for them and for the students. Up to the point where we had ended the meeting with the teachers, there was no definite position as to when school is going to reopen. In that, we had decided that it was not going to be on Monday, most likely, given if we take into consideration a number of factors and we address them by Wednesday.
The Hot 7 team spoke with a consultant who has been assisting the Ministry of Education on this program. He says he is excited to see a program of this sort to roll out in St. Lucia and hopes it is not one of the last.
We have been working on this since October of 2017, when we were appointed by the Prime Minister with this particular assignment. And the work is with the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Youth and Sports. It will benefit those who aspire to succeed at the highest level in their particular sport, but who haven't not had prior to this an opportunity for that kind of excellence in secondary school. And so some of them have gone to Cuba or to Jamaica or to Florida, where there are such sports academies, meaning schools that prepare young people either for a professional career in sport or at least for university education and competition in their sport. I would hope that there would be an academy for those who are in the arts. For example, a young violinist or a young pianist or a young soprano who wants to sing in Carnegie Hall or in Milan at La Scala needs to have both the education in reading, writing, and arithmetic, but also the opportunity to train the voice, to train the musical talent, or the sculpting talent, or the painting talent. And so a school like a sports academy to be a conservatory of the arts.
The Hot 7 team wishes all the best to the students of the National Sports Academy in their coming school year. For Hot 7 News, I am Jacques Wooding.
Thank you very much, Jacques. What's the hold-up with the opening of the St. Lucia Sports Academy? The Department of Education and Sports seem to have bitten off more than they can chew at the moment. At Thursday's meeting with parents, youth and sports officials explained the current situation, saying the safety and security of the students attending the institution is top priority before the green light can be given. Solange Alfred tells us more in this report.
dormitory spaces retrofitted with the requisite basic amenities, a bed, ample space for living, and such are still being ironed out by Ministry of Youth and Sports officials, according to Director of Works with the Ministry of Youth and Sports, Dominic Mafre, who briefed parents at the orientation meeting held at the Sports Academy grounds on September 5th.
We do not want your students, your children to leave your home and to not feel safe. So therefore, the dorms will be ready, the physical dorms will be ready, but there are things to be put in place. Things like, example, that is, we know that they are coming out here, we know who will be present for them, and these things has to be ironed out. Where they're going to wash and all of these things, and how many washing machines, how many dryers, and those things must be put in place also. So during this week, that is the week of the thing, we will be putting all of these in place and putting them forward.
Mafre says the addition of a field and other playing areas are in progress, with the school already registering approximately 45 students. Parents and athletes were left scratching their head as to how exactly everything would pan out in the first term, with what seems like hefty construction work still left to be done.
We have a sports academy, therefore we will do our fields, and we are going to have courts and so on. What we have seen that is we are proposing at the back here a small grass playing field. And we believe that at this time we should have cut that area to put that field and fill the front to put the courts. So therefore we have tried our best to cut that field in a short period of time and therefore try to cut the dust. So therefore we are trying to cease activities in the cutting by Friday. So to allow through that we will cut down the dust and so on, that is on the thing. So we'll not go see those big trucks and so on. Now, to ensure safety during this, while the children are there, while we're going to build the courts and do everything out there, we will also cordon that area, that is, put plywood around the area, and therefore all works will be done at the front, but we are going to use that road instead, not that road at all.
A confident assurance was then given by Mafre that in due time, the living arrangements for students attending the St. Lucia Sports Academy will all be in order.
I can assure you, that is, your students will be here, the dorms will be ready at the very high-class dorms with everything in place.
A top-class institution is being promised by officials, but the short-notice timeline is not sitting well with parents who, after the briefing, had more questions than answers. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
Meanwhile, Dr. Ernest Healy is questioning the readiness of the ministry to get this initiative off the ground. The National Sports Academy did not open on the 2nd of September as initially promised, and on Thursday it was announced that the Monday 9th September start date will not be possible either. Dr. Healy says the government's rush to deliver on its promises is causing more harm than good.
What's going on with the Sports Academy? I passed there 2 days ago and I saw a tractor leveling, stuff. What are they doing? Are they building a mini playing field? How could you have a Sports Academy and don't have a proper playing field or proper sports facilities? And if that is what's been built, why is it being built now when school is opening? And I think education system is in total chaos. I don't think, I heard the Prime Minister telling students at Blasher yesterday he'll be building swimming pools at the Miko Secondary School. But the Miko Secondary School can't even open on time. And how are you talking about building swimming pools? So I really believe that the present Minister of Education is totally off cue in terms of where the education system is going. I think the government is totally off cue. All the promises that things would be fixed and would have a new education system and millions of dollars will be pumped. Sorry to say, they claim Philip Pierre only spent under Kenny Anthony $2 million, but that $2 million seems to have done a lot more than the $10 million they're claiming that they're spending every single year on school rehabilitation.
Official ministry sources explained to Hot 7 News that the delay in the opening of the Sports Academy is due to retrofitting of the dorms needed for boarding of the students. Meanwhile, other schools like the Millet Primary School, the Miku Secondary School, Montador Combined, and Viewfort Special Education Center suffered similar fates of late reopening due to varying issues like lack of furniture, ongoing construction, and merging issues in some cases. This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Still to come, Bradley Felix talks politics and whether he is in or out when it comes to the next general election. Officials in the Bahamas say the death toll will be staggering, and Robert Mugabe passes away. That and more when we return.